Elon Musk carries sink into Twitter headquarters on Wednesday and says, entering Twitter HQ. Let that sink in.
I was just talking to another guest on my Joe Bob Unlimited show, and she believes wholeheartedly and probably somewhat accurately that Elon Musk bought Twitter entirely to make dad jokes. And I don't think she's necessarily wrong. Here's the video if you want to watch this. This is just Elon strolling into Twitter with a sink in his hand. Look at the smile on his face. Look at that. That is a man who
is hilarious.
That is a man who spent $40 billion on a joke.
44 to do this. He spent $44 billion to make a dad joke.
Yeah, and I wholeheartedly respect him for that because that's hilarious. Let this sink in.
Yeah, of course.
Oh my gosh. Let this sink in. Did you see a couple of the pictures from this? It's actually wild just in terms of like how, I don't want to say, Elon was at Twitter offices today, and there were some pictures taken of him at the coffee bar, and there were some people that looked so excited that he was there, and other people that didn't look excited at all.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, dude.
You kind of wonder how this is going to go, though. Like, I'm so curious to see what happens. Like, in my head, this is kind of a big, like, nothing burger, because you hear big old uproars about like companies getting bought or different people in charge all the time, and like everybody forgets about it in 2 months. But this kind of feels like one where
I was
might actually get interesting.
I was gonna say this story dangers on the edge of being important, and I don't know if you know the name of the show, Unimportant. This seems to be pretty close to touching the line of importance here.
Yeah, let's not get ahead of ourselves just yet. But
I think
you think 45? Does 45 get back on?
No, that's actually him smartly. I don't know if he ultimately comes back on, but back when this whole Twitter purchase fracas was happening, he himself said, "I'm not going on Twitter. I got my own social media platform. I don't need it." Yeah. Which is, it actually helped the entire situation calm down a little bit. Because I think you're right. I also think, too, there's people that are really, really excited that Elon's buying Twitter. And I think those people are going to be a little disappointed. And the people that are like really, really hate it are not going to be like, oh, this isn't all that bad. Like, in reality, it's not going to be that big of a deal.
Oh, you mean the news is making a bigger deal of this than it actually is?
I mean, it is a big deal. But yeah, it's not, I don't know. He himself has said, like, hey, just so you know,
mean to tell me the world isn't ending? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
And it might not be, but we'll see. You never know. He did. Elon has gotten into some pretty interesting conversations over the last couple of days, especially with this whole thing with Ukraine. Like now he's meddling in Eastern European politics, which
I don't know if is tweeting considered meddling though, or is he doing more than that?
If you have 100 million people who are going to read what you say, I don't know about meddling. Meddling sounds like I don't know. He's trying to like subvert things. Like no, he's just out in the open saying, "This is funny. I'm going to tweet about it."
Yeah, but like you'd have to say the same thing if like LeBron is putting up a Ukraine flag, right? Wouldn't that be meddling? He's got 100. What are you doing?
I'm swatting a fly. There's a fly in here and it's annoying me. And it also could be a mosquito, in which case I definitely don't want it in here. I hate mosquitoes.
Oh, yeah. Side note, my wife and I seem to have a mosquito problem. Like we are getting wrecked by mosquitoes for like the last 2 weeks, and we can't figure out why or how they're getting in. We don't see them. We're just covered in bites, and it makes no sense. I was searching around to see if there's like a swarm or something right now, and I don't know. So you're not experiencing this?
No, I am, and that's I think there's actually and there is a story about this that's not as important, but still is a little bit important. But mosquitoes apparently are taking over in terms of their prominence nowadays with I don't know, a lot of different things.
That is an
Come on.
the Democrats.
Wait, no.
There was a mosquito. I don't want mosquitoes around me. I don't like mosquitoes.
You don't agree with the president on anything else. You can agree with him on this.
I don't like mosquitoes.
Former president.
Regardless of what you think, regardless of what you think of Donald Trump, you probably agree with him on that.
Who likes mosquitoes? I guarantee you, though, there's probably somebody on MSNBC saying, mosquitoes are very important to the environment and the overall health of insect culture. Shut up, idiot.
Mosquitoes are a Russian agent.
So speaking of Elon Musk, I'm don't know. I'm going to call the producers here and make a claim that your story was borderline important regarding the richest man in the world. And we'll leave it up to the playback refs to decide on whether or not it was a penalty.